I have no doubt that you're familiar with television. Everybody is. But are you familiar with its long and storied history of discounting its employees and greed profiteering? Probably not. Cable television used to produce around 80 shows a year. And now with streaming, they produce around 500 shows a year. That's a dramatic increase, but it also means that the market is stretched thin at points, and studios are always looking to save money. And after a decade of uncertain employment for the industry's workers, they're finally fighting back. Today, I would like to inform you about the current Writers Guild of America strike, what it means for the future of our entertainment industry, and hopefully spur you on to the importance of strikes and workers' rights altogether. I'm deeply familiar with the process of making videographic content. I'm going to be in the industry myself, working as an editor, and I've been in the field for around 6 years now, since high school till now, working on different freelance projects, and I actually even have a friend who's working on a high-budget show for NBC right now. Well, okay, I should say he was working on the show. You see, my friend Justin Peters goes to URI for film media, just like me, and his uncle has a company that provides cars to productions, and just so happens to be working on a new show created by and starring Pete Davidson, called Bupkis. Currently, my friend is actually living in a trailer, basically waiting around until the Writers Guild of America makes a deal with the major studios. In an article by Vox Media on why streaming has caused this strike, the coveted writer of Law & Order SVU, Warren Leight, says, "The golden age of television is now." But rather unfortunately, as Warren Leight also says, the rug has been pulled out from editors, writers, and actors in the last 10 to 15 years. This all concerns digital media and the ways that we consume it. While networks were still producing cable television, questions about what the industry will do with such a massive new market, the internet, arose. These questions involved what kind of productions to make and how the industry workers will get paid. Streaming services changed the way that our entertainment was provided entirely, which allowed writers to be more creative, not having to worry about commercial breaks, for instance. Netflix's House of Cards was a major contributor in this whole deal, in this spike of creativity, but because there are now more than 500 shows in production a year, according to Leight, studios want to cut costs as much as possible to maximize profits, and often the writer's room is the first thing to be cut. As the Writers Guild of America states on their mission page, like too many people working across our economy, as corporate profits grow, writers are just not keeping up. Corporate interests and artist interests used to be generally lined up. Previously, a writer would be employed to write about 25 episodes for a season of television. They would be kept on the production, supervising the scripts and making necessary changes throughout the entire months-long span that the season would run for. After the season ended, their contract would either be renewed or not. A writer would either need to look for new work or not. Now, writers will be employed to write a generally shorter season of television with longer episodes and higher budget, but once their script is finalized, they are paid in what is stipulated in their contract, and in most cases do not receive residuals. Residuals are the main way that writers make money, because whenever the episode of the show that a writer wrote was aired on television, they would get roughly 4% of the profits made from that specific airtime. Residuals depreciate over time, so writers would already make less and less money depending on the episode. But now, with faster turnover rates, residuals either are not provided for certain shows, or an unlivable fraction of those residuals are given to the writer. And most of these writers live in places with extremely high costs of living, like Los Angeles and New York, so this uncertain payment model is really unsustainable. Ever since the 1930s, where studios would engage in script selling and writers were never guaranteed employment, this problem of sustainability has been at the forefront of the stories that we tell. Some studios would rather listen to writers but steal their ideas, and this practice of what really is stealing has continued ever since, according to Prate from buyarcadia.org. The role of writers is still in the air, but that is why the Writers Guild of America is here to help. The Guild is 12,000 members strong and dedicated to facilitating growth in the industry, not just by creating new ideas, but by strengthening contracts, finding new leads for writers, and more, according to their website. The organization has called for higher percentage residuals, more benefits like writing rooms, dental and health insurance, and really so many other things afforded already regularly to professionals in other fields. There's a long list of demands that you can find on their website at wga.org, and you would see that many of their demands have been denied, not even given a counteroffer. The fight is not nearing a close just yet, as studios still remain intransigent, but the Screen Actors Guild of America, which encompasses most of the major actors that you know, according to their website, has voted with a 97 percentile to stand with the WGA and ensure a better future for all professionals in the field. In conclusion, although no conclusion has happened yet, with the help of the WGA and the SAG, the strike can facilitate the real golden age of television, the age where everyone has paid their dues. Writers have been the brunt of the entertainment industry since its inception, but large-scale organizations have been their biggest help. In a world where studios want it all, the industry is finally standing up and not letting them have it. Ultimately, what this strike concerns is a question of human dignity. How can our age of unmitigated content service those who make the content? This strike is affecting almost every major production right now, including Netflix's new season of Stranger Things and HBO's Game of Thrones spin-off series, according to Vanity Fair magazine. The studios are literally stealing countless, priceless hours from their workers, and the Writers Guild of America, now backed by the Screen Actors Guild of America, are making great progress. I asked Justin what he thought about this movement for workers' rights, and I really liked his reply. He said, a worker's job, the writer specifically, is the most crucial element of filmmaking and showrunning because they make the show. Without them, you might as well watch moss grow on a stone. Thank you.